My precious child, I need you to stop everything right now and listen. What I am about to tell you has been locked in the vaults of heaven since the beginning of time, and this is the moment it breaks free. The angels have been waiting for you to arrive at this exact second. Every prayer you thought went unheard, every night you cried yourself to sleep, every moment you felt invisible to the world, it was all preparing you for what I am releasing right now. This is not a coincidence that you are here. This is a divine collision between your need and my perfect timing. Heaven has watched you walk through valleys that nearly broke you. I have seen you question whether anyone cares, whether your life matters, whether tomorrow is worth facing. My beloved, I am pulling back the curtain today because your heart has finally reached the place where it can receive what I have been holding. You are not stumbling upon this message by accident. You have been guided here by my invisible hand, carried through every storm, sustained through every season of doubt. The reason this moment feels different is because it is different. This is the appointed hour when everything shifts. If you are hearing these words and feeling something stir deep inside your spirit, leave a comment below and say, I receive this word. Let heaven know you are ready for what has been prepared for you. Listen carefully now, because once you understand what I am revealing, you will never see your life the same way again. The weight you have been carrying was never meant to crush you, it was meant to build the strength you would need for what is coming. Every rejection you faced was not punishment. It was preparation. Every door that slammed shut was not abandonment, it was protection from paths that would have destroyed the future I am unfolding before you now. You have been in training, my child, and the training season is ending. What comes next will require everything you have learned in the darkness. I want you to understand something that will change everything. Before the stars knew how to shine, before the oceans learned to roar, before time itself began ticking, I thought of you. Not humanity as a crowd, but you specifically, personally, intimately. I saw your face in my mind and my heart erupted with such love that all of heaven stopped to witness it. The angels looked at each other in wonder because they had never seen me smile the way I smiled when I imagined your existence. You were not an afterthought, you were the thought that started worlds spinning. Every detail of who you are was crafted with intention. The way you laugh, the way you think, even the way you doubt, it was all woven together by my hands before you took your first breath. I chose the exact moment in history for you to be born because this generation needed what only you could bring. You were not placed here randomly. You were sent here strategically. The world you see around you, broken and beautiful and confusing, was waiting for you to step into it. Without you, there is a gap that no one else can fill. There were moments in your life when you looked at others and wondered why they seemed chosen while you felt overlooked. Let me tell you the truth that will set you free. They were running their race, but you were being prepared for a different track entirely. Some purposes require quick training because the assignment is simple. Your purpose required longer preparation because your assignment is significant. I have been shaping your capacity, enlarging your heart, deepening your roots. What you called delay, I called development. What you called setback, I called setup. Every person who walked away from you was making room for the ones I am sending. Every opportunity that fell through was clearing space for the breakthrough I am orchestrating. You could not see it from your perspective, but from my view, everything has been moving according to plan. The plan is perfect even when the process is painful. I never waste your tears, my child. Every single one has been collected, counted, and will be turned into something beautiful. The sorrow you thought was meaningless was actually forming the foundation of your greatest testimony. I know you have questions that have haunted you for years. Why did that relationship end? Why did that dream die? Why did that season last so long? My beloved, I am answering you now. That relationship ended because staying would have kept you from the destiny I designed for you. That dream died because it was too small for what I wanted to give you. That season lasted long because the refining process cannot be rushed. Gold does not become pure in moments. It requires sustained fire, patient pressure, careful crafting. You have been in my refining fire, and you are almost ready to shine. There is something I need you to grasp with your whole heart. Every trial you survived was a test you passed. You may have felt like you were failing because it hurt so much. But pain is not evidence of failure. Pain is often evidence of growth. A seed must break open before it becomes a tree. A caterpillar must dissolve before it becomes a butterfly. You have been breaking open, dissolving, transforming. The process looked like destruction. But it was actually construction. I was building something in you that could not be built any other way. The enemy fought you so fiercely because he could see what I was creating. He threw everything at you to stop you from reaching this moment. He whispered lies about your worth, your future, your purpose. He tried to convince you that you were forgotten, abandoned, disqualified. But my child, you cannot be disqualified from a calling I never revoked. You cannot be abandoned by a father who promised never to leave. You cannot be forgotten by a God who has your name engraved on the palms of his hands. Every attack against you was actually confirmation of your assignment. The enemy does not waste ammunition on people who pose no threat to his kingdom. Right now, as you hear these words, there is a shift happening in the spiritual realm. Doors that have been locked are beginning to creak open. Opportunities that seemed impossible are starting to align. People you need to meet are being moved into position. Resources you need to access are being released. This is not wishful thinking. This is prophetic declaration. I am telling you what I am doing behind the scenes while you have been waiting in the visible. The waiting was not wasted. It was warfare. You were holding your ground while I arranged everything necessary for your advancement. I see you, my precious one. I see the exhaustion you hide behind your smile. I see the fear you battle every morning when you open your eyes. I see the questions you are afraid to ask out loud because you do not want to appear faithless. Let me tell you something that will heal those hidden places. Your honesty does not offend me. Your questions do not disqualify you. Your struggles do not disappoint me. I am not a distant deity waiting for you to perform perfectly. I am a father running toward you with arms wide open, desperate to remind you who you are and what you carry. You carry my image. You carry my authority. You carry my purpose. When I look at you, I do not see your mistakes. I see my masterpiece. I do not focus on where you have fallen. I celebrate how far you have come. You are not defined by your worst day. You are defined by my best work, and my best work is not finished with you yet. What I have started, I will complete. What I have begun, I will bring to fullness. What I have called you to, I will equip you for. There is a dimension of my presence that I have been keeping reserved just for you. Not because I was withholding it, but because you were not yet ready to steward it. Intimacy with me requires maturity. Power from me requires preparation. The glory I am releasing on you now would have overwhelmed you 5 years ago. But you are not who you were 5 years ago. You have been through the fire and come out refined. You have walked through the valley and learned how to worship in the darkness. You have survived the wilderness and discovered that I am enough even when nothing else remains. So now I am opening up realms of my presence you have only dreamed about. I am inviting you into conversations with me that will shift the trajectory of your entire life. I am releasing revelation that will answer questions you have carried for decades. I am unlocking doors that will lead you into the fullness of everything I promised. This is not a far-off future possibility. This is a present moment invitation, right now. In this very second, you are standing at the threshold of breakthrough, but you need to make a choice. You can read these words and walk away unchanged, or you can open your heart and receive what I am pouring out. The difference between information and transformation is application. Hearing truth is not enough. You must believe truth, receive truth, act on truth. I am asking you to take a step of faith right now, not a giant leap that terrifies you, just one small step that signals to heaven you are ready. That step might look like forgiveness. There is someone you need to release from the prison of your unforgiveness. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve freedom. Bitterness is a poison you drink hoping someone else will die. Let it go, my child. Give me the pain, the betrayal, the injustice. I will handle the justice. You focus on healing. That step might look like surrender. There is something you have been gripping so tightly, trying to control, refusing to trust me with. Your hands are tired from holding on. I am asking you to open your fists and let me carry what you were never meant to hold. Surrender is not defeat. Surrender is the doorway to peace. When you finally release control, you will discover I have been in control all along, and my control is far more capable than yours ever was. That step might look like obedience. I have been whispering something to your heart for months, maybe years, and you have been hesitating. You have been waiting for the perfect moment, the ideal circumstances, the complete clarity. My beloved, perfect moments do not exist. Obedience in imperfect circumstances is what builds unshakable faith. I am not asking you to see the whole staircase. I am just asking you to take the next step. Trust me enough to move when I say move, even when you cannot see where the path leads. I want to tell you about the future I have written for you. It is bigger than you have imagined, brighter than you have hoped, more fulfilling than you have dreamed. I am not talking about material wealth, though I will provide abundantly for every need. I am talking about purpose wealth, impact wealth, legacy wealth. You are going to touch lives in ways you never anticipated. You are going to open doors for others that were once closed to you. You are going to be the answer to prayers that strangers are praying right now. Your story of struggle is going to become someone else's roadmap to freedom. The pain you survived is not going to be wasted. I am going to turn it into a platform. The betrayal you endured is going to become a bridge. The loss you suffered is going to transform into a testimony that heals thousands. Nothing you have been through was meaningless. I was writing a story through your life that would give hope to generations. Your scars are not sources of shame, they are marks of victory. They prove you are a survivor, an overcomer, a warrior who refused to quit when quitting seemed like the only option. Now, let me speak to the specific situation you are facing right now. Yes, I know exactly what you are walking through. I see the impossible circumstance that has you paralyzed with fear. I see the diagnosis that shook your world. I see the relationship that is hanging by a thread. I see the financial pressure that keeps you awake at night. I see the addiction you are battling in secret. I see the depression that tells you to give up. My child, I see it all, and I am not panicking. I am not pacing heaven trying to figure out what to do. I already have the solution prepared. What looks impossible to you is already done from my perspective. I exist outside of time, which means your future breakthrough is already accomplished in my reality. I am just bringing you through the process of time so you can experience the victory, learn the lessons, and develop the character you will need for the next level. The outcome is not in question. The only question is whether you will trust me during the process. Will you worship me in the waiting? Will you praise me in the pressure? Will you believe me when circumstances contradict what I promised? Here is what I need you to understand about my timing. It is perfect even when it is painful. There have been countless moments when I could have stepped in sooner, fixed things faster, removed the obstacle immediately, but quick fixes do not produce lasting transformation. Instant solutions do not develop deep faith. I am not just solving your problem, I am building your character. I am not just opening a door, I am preparing you to walk through it with wisdom. I am not just giving you a breakthrough, I am making you a person who can sustain breakthrough without self-destructing. The Israelites could have reached the promised land in 11 days, but they spent 40 years in the wilderness. Why? Because they were not ready. Their slave mentality had to die before their royal identity could emerge. Their complaining had to transform into worship. Their fear had to turn into faith. The destination was always secure. The delay was about development. You are in your wilderness right now, and it feels endless, but you are not going in circles. You are spiraling upward. Every lap teaches you something new. Every round builds something essential. You are closer than you think. I am about to do something in your life that will silence every critic, shock every skeptic, and vindicate your faith. People who wrote you off are going to watch in amazement as I elevate you. Systems that rejected you are going to request you. Doors that were slammed in your face are going to swing wide open and beg you to enter. This is not arrogance. This is not fantasy. This is prophetic reality. I am positioning you for a display of my power that will leave no doubt about who is behind your success. You will not be able to take credit even if you tried. It will be so obviously divine that all you will be able to do is point to me and say, "Look what the Lord has done, but here is what I need from you." In the meantime, I need your faith to outlast your feelings. Feelings are fickle, they change with circumstances, weather, hormone levels, sleep quality. Faith is anchored in my character, not your emotions. When you feel nothing, believe anyway. When you see no evidence, trust anyway. When people laugh at your hope, worship anyway. Your persistence in the face of impossibility is what moves my heart and releases my hand. I am not impressed by perfect people. I am moved by persistent people, the ones who keep showing up, keep believing, keep pressing forward even when everything in them wants to quit. Let me tell you what I see when I look at your future. I see you walking in authority you never knew you possessed. I see you speaking with confidence that once seemed impossible. I see you carrying peace in situations that used to trigger anxiety. I see you loving people who once intimidated you. I see you prospering in areas where you once struggled. I see you influencing spheres you thought were closed to you. I see you free, whole, healthy, joyful, purposeful. This is not a maybe. This is a certainty. I have already decreed it now. I am bringing you into alignment with what I declared. The journey from promise to fulfillment is where most people lose heart. They receive a word from me and expect immediate manifestation. When it does not happen instantly, they assume they heard wrong or I changed my mind. My beloved, I do not change my mind about you. I do not dangle promises in front of you just to snatch them away. When I speak a word over your life, it is settled in heaven even if it has not manifested on earth yet. Your job is not to figure out how it will happen. Your job is to believe that it will happen and keep walking in obedience, while I orchestrate everything behind the scenes. Abraham waited 25 years for Isaac. Joseph waited 13 years for his dreams to come true. Moses waited 40 years in the desert before his burning bush moment. David waited 15 years between his anointing and his coronation, but every single one of them received what I promised. Not one word I spoke to them fell to the ground, and not one word I have spoken to you will fail either. The waiting does not mean I lied. The delay does not mean I forgot. The process does not mean I am punishing you. It simply means I am working on multiple levels simultaneously, setting up dominoes that will all fall at the appointed time. There are people you have not met yet who are essential to your destiny. I am preparing them even now, shaping their journey so it intersects with yours at the perfect moment. There are skills you still need to develop, character qualities that must mature, perspectives that need to shift. I am working on you while I work on them, coordinating everything with divine precision. When the moment comes, it will all click into place so perfectly that you will weep at how beautifully I orchestrated it. You will look back at this season of waiting and thank me for not giving you what you wanted when you wanted it, because what I have planned is so much better than anything you could have imagined. I am not asking you to understand my methods. I am asking you to trust my heart. I am not asking you to see the path. I am asking you to follow my voice. I am not asking you to figure everything out. I am asking you to hold my hand and walk with me one step at a time. This is relationship, not religion. This is intimacy, not formulas. This is a father who adores his child and wants nothing more than to show you the adventure I have designed for your life. So what do I want from you today? I want your yes. Not a yes with conditions attached, not a yes with escape clauses built in. I want a yes that says I trust you no matter what, a yes that says even if I do not understand, I will obey, a yes that says I am all in, holding nothing back, surrendered completely. This is the yes that unlocks everything heaven has been holding for you. This is the yes that releases angels to clear your path. This is the yes that activates the promises I have been storing up. If you are ready to give me that yes, I want you to do something powerful right now. Comment below and declare I surrender all. Speak it out loud if you are alone. Type it out if that is easier, but make the declaration. Let heaven and earth hear your commitment. This is not just for me, this is for you. When you verbally commit to something, it solidifies in your spirit. It marks a moment that you can look back on and say that is when everything changed, my precious child. We are at the end of this message but the beginning of your new chapter. I have so much more to tell you, so much more to show you, so much more to release through you. But it starts here, it starts now. It starts with you choosing to believe that every word you heard today came directly from my heart to yours. You are loved with an everlasting love. You are chosen for such a time as this. You are equipped for everything I am calling you to. You are not alone, not forgotten, not abandoned. You are mine, and I am yours, and together, we are going to do immeasurably more than you could ask or imagine. Walk forward in faith, the best is yet to come. And when you look back on this moment, you will realize this was the turning point. This was when heaven broke through. This was when everything shifted. I love you, my child, more than you will ever fully comprehend. Now go, step into your destiny, and watch me do what only I can do.